Good morning and Saidam everyone. How are you all? I hope you all are fine. So, you know that in previous video we have finished our chapter 10. In this video we are going to start our new chapter, chapter 11, force and pressure. Chapter 11, force and pressure. So, this is the part first of this chapter. Part first of this chapter. The topics which we are going to cover in this video are introduction about force. The chapter which we are going to cover in this video are introduction about force. Clear. Second topic is effect of force. Effects of force. Is this clear? First one is introduction about force. Second one is effects of force. And the last one is types of force. Basically, I have divided this chapter in two parts. The first part we will do all the topics regarding force, and in second part we will do all the topics which are related to pressure. So, sorry. In this video, we will do introduction about force, effects of force, and types of force. Clear? So, let us start with the introduction about force. See, you all must have experienced that to do different things, like lifting your school bag, opening a door, squeezing a tube of toothpaste, kicking a football, etc. These all are the things which you do in a daily life. While you are doing this thing, you have to do. You have to apply some force. When you want to open a door, what you will do? You have to apply some force. So, a body requires force to move, to change its speed, direction, or shape. That means if you want to change its speed, if you want to move anything, and if you want to change things direction, shape, what you have to do? You have to apply some force. So with this we can say that a force is a push or pull or both. That means basically, if I will ask what is force, in a simple language we can say that a force is a push or a pull, or you can say both, push or pull. Clear? So a force cannot be seen, but we can feel and observe the effects of the force. We can't see the force, but we can observe, feel, and we can see the result. So in a simple language we can say that force is a push or a pull acting on a body. Force is a push or a pull acting on a body which changes its state, of rest or motion, So basically, a force to move an object away from our body, we have to push it. If you want to move an object away from your body, so what you will do? You will push that object. And see here. Clear? And a pull is when we apply a force to move an object towards our body. If you want to move object away from body, what you will do? You will push it. And if you want object move towards your body, you will apply force. That force is known as pull. Is this clear? Now I will give you some example in which you will understand. That example is combination of pull and push, like playing a guitar, sewing wood, scrubbing the floor, rowing a boat. These all are the example in which you can apply push and pull both. Is this clear? So basically, a force is a push or pull acting on a body which change its state of rest or a motion. and the force applied on an object can be a large or a small. Okay, it is not every time force is not a large, it can be small also. The strength of a force is experienced by its magnitude. Force is denoted by capital F and SI unit is Newton, and it is Newton is denoted by capital N. Is this clear? Force is denoted by capital F. SI unit of force is Newton, so it is denoted by capital N. Is this clear? Now, force are due to interaction. See, for applying force, it is compulsory that two objects must interact with each other for force to act. Clear? Now, an interaction of one object on another object results in a force between two objects. Is this clear? An interaction of one object on another object results in a force between two objects. Example, if a man stands behind a car, if man stands behind a car, the car does not move. The car does not move. If he pushes the car, see in this picture, if he pushes the car, he applies force and the car begins to move in the direction of the applied force. Is this clear? So force are due to the interaction. If you want to apply force, it is compulsory that there should be interaction between the two objects or more than two objects. Is this clear? Now, effects of force on an object. There are different types of effects caused, produced. You can see when you apply the force. Number one, force can make an object to move from rest. Force can make an object to move from rest. Force can stop a moving object. Force can stop a moving object. Force can change the speed of an object if it is moving. Force can change the speed of an object if it is moving. Number fourth, force can change the direction of a motion of an object. Force can change the shape of an object. Now, these are the effects which can caused by when you apply force. So, the first one is force can make an object to move from rest. See in this picture, initially this car is in at rest. If you will see this car is in at rest initially. But when this man applied the force, clear? When this man applied the force, basically he is pushing the car. So what changes occur? Now this car is starting moving. So now this car come from rest to motion. So with this we can say that with the help of force you can make an object to move from rest. Is this clear? Now the second one, a force can stop a moving object. A force can stop a moving object. In the second picture, you can see that this football player is stopping the ball. Clear? So, with this we can say that if you will apply force, with the help of force, you can stop the object also. That means a thing comes from motion to rest also. The third, force can change the speed of an object if it is moving. See the third image. In this, a boy is bicycling, but when he is applied force more, In that case, the speed of that bicycle will changed. So with this we can say that force can change the speed of an object if it is moving. Fourth one, force can change the direction of a motion of an object. Force can change the direction of a motion of an object. See in the fourth picture, this cricketer, when he applied force with the help of bat, the direction of ball will be changed. So with this we can say that force can change the direction of a motion of an object. The fifth one, force can change the shape of an object. So see in this picture, when you apply force, the shape of that roti has been changed. So these are the some effect which caused during when you applied force on objects. Clear? Shall we go ahead? So these are the some more example in which you can see the changes after you apply force. See, when you will stretch a rubber band, the shape of rubber band has been changed. When you will press a sponge, the shape is changed. Squeeze a spring, and when you will not apply after releasing the force, they will regain its original shape. See, so an object that will return to its original shape and size after being squeezed, pressed, twisted and stretched, and that is known as your elastic. Clear? That is known as your elasticity. Is this clear? What do you mean by elasticity? After releasing force, when your object is returned to its original shape, that process is known as your elasticity. Clear? Drop a glass. Clear, it will broke. Tear a piece of paper. Crush an empty can. After that, it will not regain its original shape because these objects will not show the property of elasticity. So they are inelastic. They are inelastic. They are inelastic. Is this clear? Now, types of force. Now, types of force. Basically, your force can be broadly classified into two types. Number one, contact force. Number two, non-contact force. Basically, your force can be divided into two types. Number one, contact force. Number two, non-contact force. Now, further, your contact force has been divided into two types: muscular force and force of friction. Muscular force and force of friction. And non-contact force has been divided into three types: magnetic force, electrostatic force and gravitational force. I am reading once again. Force divided into two parts: contact force and non-contact force. Contact force has been divided into two parts: muscular force and force of friction. And your non-contact force has been divided into three types: magnetic, electrostatic and gravitational force. Is this clear? Let us start with the contact force. What do you mean by contact force? Basically, the force which act directly when two interacting objects are physically contact with each other is called as your contact force. What do you mean by contact force? The force which act directly when two interacting objects are in physical contact with each other are called contact force. Is this clear? When they are contact with each other. So we know that there are different types of contact force. Let us discuss different kinds of contact force. Number one, muscular force. Muscular force is a force. Muscular force is a force exerted by the muscles of our body. Muscular force is a force exerted by the muscles of our body. So, we use muscular force of our various activity. Basically, the force exerted by the muscles of the body is your muscular force. Example, animals like bullocks, horses, camels, donkeys, elephant also use muscular force to perform various tasks. Swimming, riding a bicycle, they all are the example of your muscular force. What do you mean by muscular force? When your muscles exert force. Clear? Muscular force is force exerted by the muscles of our body. And the example is animals like bullocks, horse, camels, donkey, elephant also use muscular force to perform various tasks. Another example, you are swimming. Clear? Swimming, riding a bicycle, they all are the example of muscular force. Now, force of friction. What do you mean by force of friction? A force of friction is a force which opposes the motion of an object over a surface. Which opposes, that means it slows down a thing or prevents them from moving by acting in a direction opposite to the motion of a moving object. That means that object starts move oppositely. It tries to move oppositely. For example, when you stop pedaling a cycle, it stops after some distance because and the second is a ball rolled on the ground stops after a distance. So these are the example of force of friction. Non-contact forces. The force that act on a body without any physical contact are called non-contact forces. What do you mean by non-contact forces? The force that act on a body without any physical contact are called non-contact forces. There are different kinds of non-contact forces are as follows. Magnetic force. Number one is magnetic force. So magnetic force is a force exerted by magnets. Magnetic force is a force exerted by the magnet. Example, force of attraction and repulsion between two magnets. Force exerted by a magnet on a piece of steel or iron. So basically, your magnetic force are force which exert by the magnet. Is this clear? Example, force of attraction and repulsion between two magnets. Force exerted by a magnet on a piece of iron or a steel. Is this clear? The second one is electrostatic force. The second one is electrostatic force. And before that, you can do one activity to show to see the result of magnetic force. Take a magnet and material made of iron, cobalt, wood and plastic. Bring a magnet near these objects one by one. Observe the ones that get attracted towards a magnet. Note next, get other magnet and bring it close to the first magnet. Identify the north and south poles of the magnets, keeping in mind that like poles repel and unlike poles attract each other. Is this clear? This activity you can easily do at your home. Take different materials made up of different of metals and take one magnet and just see which materials are attracting towards a magnet. Okay, and second activity is take two magnet and now you will see that say a north pole will not attract to each other, they will repel each other, but north south pole will attract with each other. This is very simple activity you can easily perform at your home. Now the second is electrostatic force. The second is electrostatic force. What do you mean by electrostatic force? Electrostatic force is a force exerted by a charged body and another charge on an uncharged body. Clear? Basically, your electrostatic force exerted by the charged body on another body, and that body can be charged or uncharged. For example, a plastic straw charged by rubbing with a paper. Rubbing with paper attracts a suspended plastic straw. You have done this with the comb. If you will rub a comb with your hair and take some small pieces of paper, that comb will attract that paper. Why? Because of electrostatic force. When you will rub that comb with your hair, that comb will charged. Is this clear? And due to that, they attract the paper. The last one is gravitational force. A gravitational force is the force exerted by the earth on all object. It pulls all object towards the earth. Example, a coin or a pen falls down when it slips off your hand. A ball thrown upward falls down. Leaves and fruits fall to the ground when they get detached from the plant. Water in rivers flow downwards. Is this clear? So these all are the example of gravitational force. With this, I have completed topics regarding force. I think everything is clear to you. Okay. Thank you and Sairam.